Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can add styles to your text. So I'm just going to work on this layer here, the Photoshop one. Let's move the hello one out of the way. Now what you can do is you can go down here and apply layer styles. So if you go down to the FX with the layer active, you can go in and add things like a drop shadow. So straight away that adds a drop shadow to your text, and you can play with the settings that are in here, move the angle of the shadow, move the size of it to make it more fuzzy or more sharper. If you wanted really sharp drop shadow, you can do the size, will control that. Distance is how far the shadow is away from the text, those kind of things. You can come in here, this is where a gradient overlay is quite nice because you can add in different kinds of gradients. So at the moment this is like a white to a grey, but I can choose that kind of gradient effect, or that gradient, or that gradient, and I can play around with the angle that the gradient comes in at, and I can scale the gradient, and all those different kinds of things that you can do there. So you can do that. You can put a pattern over your text. So I've got this kind of pattern, but I can put a nice flowery pattern or this blue kind of pattern, or I could load in more patterns or create my own kind of pattern as well. So lots of different kinds of effects that you can apply here to your text. A very, very common one obviously is drop shadow, but another common one is stroke. So adding a stroke to your text, at the moment it's white. Let's change that colour because you can't see it. Let's go for red. There you go, that's a very common effect, and you can change the stroke. It's like a border that goes around the outside of the text. So you can change the size and change the colour of those kind of things. You can also do bevel and emboss on the text as well. So that's layer styles. So you can go in there and create your own custom style that you want for it, or you can go to the window menu and open up the styles panel window. And if I just drag that styles panel window open, because it's come up with all these other panel windows, and I only want the one called styles, so I'm just going to click where the tab says styles, drag it out and close the rest down. Now with the styles panel window, just make it a little bit bigger, is you have pre-made styles. This is where people in Photoshop have already gone to the FX and played with drop shadow, played with color overlays, pattern overlays, and then saved them all and created all these lovely preset styles. And all you have to do is just come and click them, and it automatically applies that style to your text. Now you may be thinking there aren't many there, but you can go to the little menu option here, and you have lots and lots of different kinds of pre-made styles that you can add in. So if I choose text effects 2 and add in by choosing append, it adds in more effects. Go back and we'll go for web styles and append, and go back and we'll go in for glass buttons and append, and go back and image effects and append, and you end up having lots and lots of different kinds of styles. And then you just click and you end up with the kind of effects that we've got going on here, and you can just choose multiple different kinds of effects automatically. And you'll see that all the effects are listed underneath the type layer. So if you liked a particular kind of effect, so say for example I quite like, let's go for this kind of effect here, so let's go for this red. Okay, but with that red, I don't actually like the red colour itself. I like the effect, but I don't like the red. I can go into colour overlay, double click that, come up here, and I could choose my own kind of colour. So I could come up with my own kind of custom colour that I want to have going on for that colour overlay, which isn't available here by just editing the styles that have been pre-made. And that gives you an idea about how you can add styles and effects to your text, either using the pre-made styles or coming down here and actually making your own custom styles to apply to your text.